Guys, welcome back to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you found us. If you keep coming back, thank you. You know you have my heart. Today, I have a great video for you. We are using a beautiful Stamperia garden pack of scrapbook paper, and we are going to make a stuffed envelope. I have some really cool ideas for this stuffed envelope, so I think we're just going to jump into it. Okay guys, this is the paper pack. It is a really fun paper pack. I love it. It inspired me. And this is the envelope that is going to be our pattern. I measured it. When it's all closed up like this, it's 6 by 9, and what I did was I opened it all up like this, and this is 10 3/4 by 13. Now it's so big that it doesn't quite fit on my 12 by 12 paper, which is fine. I'm gonna adjust a little bit. But what I've done is I scanned in a variation for you guys. It's free over on my Ko-Fi if you want to go get this pattern, and it's just a little bit smaller envelope than this one. This one, when it's all closed up, is 5 by 7 1/4, so it's about that size. And when it's all opened, it's 11 by 8 1/2. I didn't know if you had any big envelopes, so I wanted to give you a pattern just in case you wanted to do this and you didn't have any. And again, that is free over on my Ko-Fi, which is linked down below. And I'm going to use this open envelope to make my pattern out of this paper. And I think I don't know. This is the problem I have, deciding what I want to be what. And I think because I want the patterns to be the accent pieces, I'm going to use just the back of this page as the outside of the envelope. Then I can use all these other papers to decorate it. Or maybe I'll use this, the green, since it's kind of gardeny. This is a little too busy because, yeah. The flowers are a little too busy. That's too boring. See, I like that. I like this, but again, it's just too much, too busy. I like the solid blue, but I also like that side. Maybe I'll do the solid blue. No, because I want to use the bicycle and it's blue, and I'm afraid it'll blend in. So I think I'll use this green. Oh, but it's got the music. Well, all right, I'm gonna use the stripe. I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which was to use the stripe. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trace out my envelope real fast. Like I said, it doesn't quite fit, but that's not a big deal, really. I'm just gonna shorten it a little bit at the top and the bottom. And this is also why I didn't want to use the back of one of those pattern papers I want to use, because there's not going to be much left. And this is a great use for the cover page. But you know what? I need to trace it on this side. Now, why am I making a stuffed envelope? Well, I thought it would be a cool thing for birthdays, gifts, you know, or it could be for Mother's Day. It could also just be something if you wanted to put it in your Etsy shop to sell. That would be cute. It would also be cute just to have in your stash. So I thought we could make a stuffed envelope together. Oops. If you make a stuffed envelope, I would love to see yours. You can go over to my Creativity and Inspired page on Facebook and post your pictures of what you make there. I'd love to see them. Always fold them crooked. Sorry about that. Oh, let me get my bone folder out. When I'm working with scrapbook paper, I like to use it. It just makes getting nice creases better. I'll link that one down below. I'm pretty sure I got it at Amazon. Then I'm gonna do this. So guys, I don't know if you follow any of my other channels, but I'm about to do a clothing video for Gen X. So if you are Gen X and you have trouble with today's clothes, or kind of feeling like there's not any clothes for you, your style doesn't match what people say women your age should wear, head over to my fitness channel. It's a link down below, and watch that video. It's going up tonight or tomorrow, so definitely head over there and subscribe so you don't miss out, because it's geared towards Gen X women. All right, guys, there is our pretty envelope. Happy with that. But I'm not going to tape it closed yet. In fact, I'm going to open it back up so I can work in the inside. Now, you may be going, why did you do that, create this, when you have this one? That's actually just a little bigger than this one. One, I didn't want to take the time to cover all this. I like starting with a pretty paper. That's one reason. Second reason is, well, I could just open it up, but mainly I wanted a pretty paper. Now what I'm going to do inside before I tape my sides is I'm going to make some pockets inside. That way everything just doesn't fall into one big clump when I put stuff inside here. And I'm going to put some pockets on this side, and I'm going to put some pockets on this side. So let's pull our paper back out. And I know this part doesn't really matter because we're not going to be able to see in here, which is fine. So I think I'm actually going to use these little bits right here inside here, maybe. I'm going to cut off, kind of cut them across. Move these out. And what I was thinking is this is the little side, so it could just be some like little tuck spots. So I want them, the window, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of cool that I picked this, because this window line is right in the middle. So I could have one pocket. They could both start and stop there, which would be amazing. That's what I'm going to do. And there's my line. So I will put this right here. and it's going to stop at that line. It doesn't have to be exact because, again, this is inside my envelope. You won't actually see it. You will just know it when you go to, you know, put things in your envelope. And what I'm going to do is, you don't want it to come all the way to the edge either, because remember, you're going to, well, I guess you could tape it down, but then you lose some of the pocket. So I'm going to pull my pocket out. It's going to be very small inside, but that's okay because I have to tape it down here. So let me kind of look where this goes. Okay. I'm going to use this floral line here as the cutoff because it's very easy to see. It's very easy to do. And I'm going to use this first line over here. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do... Where's my fold at? Okay, there's my fold. That. And I'm just going to trim just a little off this end. And then I have just a nice little tuck spot inside the back of my envelope. I'm going to trim just a little bit more off. Okay, that's enough trimming. Now I'm going to round my corners. But you know what I'm going to do first? I'm just going to make the one on this side the same size. So I'm just going to bring my paper over and trim it. This one's going to be a little higher, but that's okay. I don't care. They can be a little different. Now I'm just going to round the corners on these. I don't think I got the corners the first time. There we go. Now these would be great to sell if you have an Etsy shop. You could sell these. If you like to give creative gifts to friends and family, this would be cute for Mother's Day or just a friend that likes to craft for a birthday. Okay, I'm going to move them. The lineup is the window in the center. And like I said, they're not super big, but that's okay because I have these sides I have to glue down over here. One's a little taller. It doesn't matter. Nobody sees these. These are just inside pockets that, like I said, nobody's going to see. You can use your glue if you want to. I'm going to use my double-sided tape just so I don't have to wait on things to dry. It makes doing these videos a lot easier. And don't forget, put a piece across your bottom as well. And inside the envelope, it doesn't really matter what your pockets look like. Again, nobody's going to see them. It's just they're going to know they're there when they go to put stuff inside your envelope, because all the stuff will not just fall to a big lump in the middle. I'm a little up from the bottom too. I didn't want to sit on the fold. I wanted it to fold smoothly. Now I'm going to do this one. Guys, I'm sorry you didn't get an art video this week. I was actually having a 3-day migraine and felt awful. Awful. And I still have to take my husband to doctor's appointments. I still have to care for him even when I feel bad. So when I wasn't taking him to appointments, I was basically in bed, trying not to get sick to my stomach. Okay, so there's the pockets inside. Nothing fancy. Let me show you. We've got a pocket there and a pocket there. Perfect. Happy with that. Now, before I tape it closed, I want to put some pockets inside here as well. Again, for the same reason, I don't want everything lumped in the middle. Now, I know I don't have to use this paper because you can't see the pockets in the center at all. So I probably won't use this paper. Except I might, just so everything blends in, and I might use this, the back page, because that's what's on the back. So we'll do that. Okay. And I was thinking for these front pockets, because this is the front. Oops. They're going to fit underneath these tabs, the tabs right here that tape our front to our back. Our pockets are going to fit under those, I think. Maybe, yeah. I got the idea for the pockets inside because my purse has no pockets. And when I put stuff in there, it just all falls to the center and it's such a pain. So I wanted something where I felt way more organized. I don't know if those are even or not. I don't want to take too long getting super technical. You know, you guys can get super technical in yours. I'm just giving you the overall idea here. I'm going to bring it up from the bottom again. I don't want it resting on that fold because I don't want it to get too heavy. All right. See, I need to trim it down just a little bit so they don't kind of bump up against each other in the center, which is always a good idea. There we go. Now I am bumping them against the folds on the side, and that's totally my choice. You can do however you want. Okay, it's just gonna do like that, like a pair of blue jeans. You got the little pockets in the front, and which is actually the back, and you got the bigger pockets. That works. Now, where's my double-sided tape? I thought about putting a little bit of a stretch on these, and what I mean by stretch is doing the fan fold so you could get a little bit more in these. I'm wondering, let's just do it. Let's do it and see how it's gonna look. So we're just gonna, I don't know if this will work really or not, but let's do it. So what we're gonna do is do our little fan fold. We're gonna do about 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'm gonna trim off the excess here. And then this would go on this like that. And then that would go about right there. And it would just give it some fluff up. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, I think we are. So let me do the one for the other side. So it's 1, 2. Oops, I might have to get another piece of paper. 3. No, I think I got it. May not be quite as big, but I think it'll be okay. This way I can just put a little more in there. I can put a little bulkier item without it, you know, causing an issue. And because this paper is just generic, it doesn't matter which way it goes. I'm gonna put this on here. Guys, if you haven't got any of this tape yet, I mean, seriously, this tape is amazing. It holds. Just don't sew with this tape on. I'll tell you right now. Because this tape will gunk up a sewing machine. It's that powerful. And I'm not putting it all the way to the top because I know I have to trim off a little bit. It's too much. But guys, this tape is amazing. And if you don't like to glue, like I hate to glue, then you should get some of this double-sided tape. I'll link it below. You don't have to. I just share stuff with y'all because I love it and I want to share. I could be like, nope, not telling you. You have to figure it out on your own. But I'm not like that. Well, you know what? I could go back. I'm not going to. I'm not going to worry about that little bit. There we go. Now let's do the other side. So it's about the same size. Whoops. Sometimes these move around. Now that one I used 2 pieces of tape. This one I'm only using 1 because it's a little skinnier, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if your folded fans aren't exactly the same size. Okay, there we go. Trim. Oops, sorry, that was loud. Get extra. And now I'm gonna put it. See, and oh, you know what? I gotta do the bottom. I always forget the bottom. I'm like, seriously, the worst about it. But you gotta do the bottom too. You don't have to do it as much as the top or as the sides, but you have to do it. So I'm just doing 2 folds for the bottom. And I'm just fitting it in that spot between those 2. So I'm going to trim this. And that's it. The how far it's going to open is really dictated by the sides. You could do the bottom 3 folds too if you wanted to, but I did mine too, and it's not going to make a huge difference, honestly. But I always forget the bottom until, like, right then. Okay, so I'm going to plop this in here. But you don't want it on top of your bouncy folds. You want it kind of underneath. Okay, there we go. Now, this is our pocket. It's ready to put into our envelope. We're going to put it up a little bit from our fold. So there you can see our fold is right here. So we're going to put it about right there. And I am putting it under my side flaps. But I'm bumping it all the way against my side flaps, if that makes sense. Now, let's put some tape on the outside so we can get this pocket in. Then we will do the same thing for this side, only I will do that fast. Putting the expandable pockets inside the envelope just allows you to maybe put 1 or 2 extra things that maybe you wouldn't normally get to put. Maybe you want to put a little something bulkier. It just gives you an option. You don't have to do this. You could do the flat pockets like we did on the front, but I'll show you the difference when we're done. And I think you're going to be like, oh, I want to make expandable pockets now all the time. Which is how I was after I started making them. Except the double-sided tape will stick to your fingers. Okay, So there's my crease. So I want it up from the bottom. I want it all the way against the side though. That's perfect right there. Okay, now here's the pockets on the back of our envelope. And you can see they're not very expandable at all. Like, not very expandable at all. This is the one that we just put the expansions on. And look at that pocket. It expands. So let me do this one for this side. And then I will be right back with you. Okay guys, so both of our expandable pockets are in. Woohoo! Yay, expandable pockets. Now we're going to tape our sides down to our envelope like that. Now this top shows and this one doesn't. That's personal preference. If you want them both to be the same, totally up to you. Now, if you notice, my bottom flap doesn't go all the way to the top of my little side flaps. So I'm going to use a pen to mark where it stops. That way I don't put tape or glue, whatever, past that point. And there it is there. And there it is there. There it is at the bottom. And there it is. Okay. That way I just make sure I get enough tape on here to keep my sides down. Okay, and then just peel it off. I went just a bit too far, but that's okay because this tape peels down really easily there. And I'm gonna do this side. And then just fold my bottom of my envelope up. And there we go. Now, there's the back, there's the front, but when you open up, hold on, I had a little piece of tape. I had a little bit too much tape on that side too, but see how easy it was to get up? So when you open it up, you have a pocket here. You have a pocket there, and you have the whole middle as well. Plus, you have your two little pockets at the bottom in the back. Okay, so let me just show you how well this is going to work. This is a blank piece of paper. And we're going to put it inside our back pocket, if I can see. So we have our back pocket right there and right there. Then we have the blank space, and then we have our big pocket. Okay, now before we start stuffing this, let's make a few more places to stuff. Now we're gonna pull out the paper and I think we're gonna use this page. We're gonna use that page. We're gonna use the bicycle. And we're gonna use let's use these. Oops, sorry I keep hitting it because this paper pad is 12 by 12. All right, so I think we're gonna start with decorating the front of our envelope, and I want to put the bike on the front. Ooh, do I want to put the windows? I like the bike and the windows. I think we're going to do the window, though. It goes more with what I want to do. And all I'm doing is not fussy cutting perfectly, but fussy cutting enough, if that makes sense. Alright. And then I'm going to come down a little bit, kind of like that, because I want it to look like there's papers underneath it, but there's not. It's still all one paper, but I like this paper, and you can see it's got the different. And I'm gonna put that right there. Love that. And then I'm gonna put some more of this bottom across here. I'm gonna trim off this piece right here. Like that. I'm gonna put that on the side right there. I have to trim it a little bit more, but that's okay. Then I'm gonna come in with this one. It takes a long time to grow an old friend. Maybe I'll put this behind. Maybe I'll put this right there, this behind. Let me cut some of this out so I can play with it. I'll be right back. Maybe I'll go get some. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use some of this paper right here. Okay. Well, I couldn't find a book page. I have some. I just couldn't find any. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some music paper and kind of thread it across like that. Do some like that, and then we're going to do some over here. I don't really want to use a lot of coffee stain paper on this. I want it to stay kind of vintagey looking, but not coffee stained, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to put this right here. Like that. Maybe we'll do some. I'll put this up here. Yeah, maybe we'll stop there. You could take it as far as you want, but I'm going to do it like that, and then I'll show you what's going to be pockets and what's just decor. So let me get everything glued, taped down real quick. There we go. I'm going to trim off that little bit of overhang. There we go. So there is the front of our stuffed envelope. Now I'm going to do the back the same way real quick. Just add a little bit of decor. Not even going to add as much as I did on the front. And you know what? I'm going to trim that down real quick. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, I'm just going to decorate the back really quickly. And I'm just going to use these birds right here. I'm going to leave the blue because the blue ties in with the, obviously, the paper that I made the envelope out of. And you could fussy cut this down farther if you wanted. You could add some music paper to tie it into the front. You could add some lace if you wanted to. Could just add some more of this paper. Like that. Yeah, I like that. It kind of ties it in good with the front. So I'm going to and just remember, a stuffed envelope doesn't have to close. If you want it to close, then of course it can close. It's all personal preference, how much you stuff or how much you don't stuff. If you're selling your envelopes, you know, just keep in mind how much it's stuffed, how much it's not stuffed. All right, so there is our front, there is our back. We have our separate pockets inside plus our big open space. Lots of room in this one to stuff. So what are we gonna stuff? Well, I'm gonna use these just to show you. Plus, I love these. These are so cool. So I'm gonna cut these out real quick, and when I come back, I'll show you all the places we can stuff our envelope. Okay guys, so I cut out just some of the ephemera that came with this kit just to show you all the places you can stuff in a stuffed envelope. You can stuff on the front cover. If you leave a pocket on the front cover, you can layer quite a bit of different types of ephemera into your pocket. Besides a big front cover, you can also create a little tuck spot there or here. This is actually a bigger pocket. Right here, you could layer a bunch of different things behind that, just like that as well. Okay. Now on the back, I did the same thing. I have a bigger spot, well, I have a bigger spot here for tags or whatever. Then there's also a pocket here that you could, again, layer several different things behind and have your pocket here as well. Okay, so this is our stuffed envelope. We have to have a lot of places to stuff. Now inside, we're gonna have our big pockets. We're gonna have, I gotta get some more stuff, hold on. Okay, I got some taller stuff to show you these inside pockets, but we've got our journaling card in one of the expandable pockets. We've got another expandable pocket, and you've got a lot more room in those expandable pockets. Now, what about those littler pockets? Well, we've got these tags that will go down in those smaller inside pockets. Now, those aren't going to hold as much as our expandables, but that's okay. So now you've got all of that in those pockets, right? You've still got room in the very center of your envelope. So you can stuff multiple layers into this envelope, inside and outside. Now that's all just inside our pocket there. Whoops, let me go get one more tall thing. There, look, that is all inside our pocket, and there is a room in there for a lot more because we did those expandable pockets. That is just using just a very little bit of our space inside. Then you still have all of this space outside as well. So let me grab some more stuff. Okay, so we have this pocket here. So we've got all of this. So then we've got stuff here, we've got stuff here, all inside. And then you come to the front and you've got a space there. You've got a space there. And then you've got a big pocket here that you could load up on. So there is a lot of ways you can stuff this pocket and sell it, give it to someone, or just keep it for yourself and have it be something to store ephemera in. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video all about the stuffed envelope. I hope I gave you some great ideas, maybe some ideas you haven't seen before. If you like this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, be sure and hit that subscribe button with that little bell. We have a lot more awesome videos coming your way. I will see you again on Monday with an all new video. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. Bye guys. Oh, if you don't follow me on Instagram, on my Creativity and Inspiration channel, I am doing a positive word a week for 24 weeks because it's 2024. And our positive word for this week was inspire. So use that word. Think about that word as you go through the week. The next word will be up, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure. It's a week from whenever I posted it. Also, the envelope pattern, again, there is a free pattern over on my Ko-Fi. It is linked down below. Bye, guys.